Hey everybody, welcome back to Giants Editor Farm Sim Modding tutorial videos. I am sorry the last video audio didn't upload. I tried to fix it several times, did not work. I'm remaking the video. I am going to make this one 10 times faster, so try to stay along, and if you have any questions, feel free to message me and I will go over that part in text for you. Alright, so this is one way to do it. Now I'm going to show you the other way real quick. See the other way? The other way, you have your own XML and your own i3D for your wheel setup. So they're set up this way. Wheels in the center, node there in the center of the truck for the wheels. Then you place your nodes where you need them for where you want your wheels to locate at, and then you do a bunch of scripting, and we're not going over that today. That's for a later video. Now, to make this fast and sweet, we're going to go up here to my front wheel here. And the dualies, I'm going to hide that. I'm just going to hide the dually wheel. We're going to go to left rear, and we're going to hide that dually wheel. And we're going to bring up this chrome wheel, and we're going to bring up this chrome wheel. Now, I personally hide everything so I can see what it looks like, square it up and all that stuff, and I'll show you how I do that. But getting started, you got all your wheels, got all your tires. You only need one for the left, one for the right. You can duplicate them by hitting Control D. If you have dualies, of course, you'll have to have one front wheel, one rear wheel. So you'll need two for that, and the rest you only need one wheel, one wheel at all, one wheel total, and one tire total. So each tire option you have, you only need one tire, and each wheel, you just need one of each of those wheels. If it's something like this wagon wheel here, if it's got a different design on the rear wheels, then you'll need, of course, the rear wheel, but you only need it for one side. Alright, so this is a easy, fast way to do things. Try to make this fast. Alright, so we got our left front node. Our left front node is going to show all the wheel options after we paste them all in here. So that is our location node. That's where the wheel is going to be at. That's going to be our main location. As you can see, it's pretty much dead center of that axle. Alright, now we're going to go to our first wheel. The way I set this up, and the way you guys should do it too, is you see I have my rim, mud tire, lug nuts, lock ring, all the parts to that one wheel. These wheels are off of the Expendables trucks. Alright, so all you need is this first call code right here. That is going to be your drive code right here, the 00130. That's my drive node. Inside that drive node, I made another transformation group, and this is why I'll show you exactly why I made that other transformation group. Everything's here in this mud tire. All I did was close mud tire down, hit Control D, and now I've got another mud tire. I hit Control X and I cut it, and I went to left rear. I hit Control V for paste, and boom, look where my left rear is. It's right there on that node, exactly where I need it to be. Now, I forgot to do a step there. You make a transformation group like these are, and then you put that tire inside that transformation group, and it should land perfectly where it needs to be at. So I'm going to go to the front. I'm going to make that one visible. We're going to hide that. So the way I do my front wheels, this camera where I need it to be. Alright, here's my front wheel. All I did was, once I got all these set up from point A to point B, I copied every piece of these nodes. I hit Control C for copy, went down in the left rear, clicked on left rear and hit Control V and pasted them all in the left rear. I did the exact same thing for the right front. Now this is where it gets tricky, and this is why I make the second transformation group here. Everyone's got them. The second transformation group, if you put the wheel here, it's obviously going to be the left side, so you're going to be seeing the back face of the wheel, kind of like that right there. Now, a lot of people, they just have this, their drive node, and then they've got all the pieces underneath their drive node. And to make that work, you got to go in and hit 180 on everything, and it's pain. But if you have this right here, your mud tire, you know, how I named it, you just come up 180 on the Y, and there you have your wheel. Facing the correct way, in the right spot, everything's still lined up nice and pretty. Simple. Simple. Now, a lot of people screw up and they 180 their drive node. You know what happens when you 180 your drive node? You take off, your wheel flips around the other direction. You see the back side of the wheel. The best way to do it, make this second transformation, put all your parts in it. You flip that second transformation, 180 on the Y-axis, done. Easy, no issues, good to go. And I will show you in game that it works. Alright, so I do that for all my wheels. I set up, if it's a single axle wheel and it's got no different design to it, I set up one wheel and tire, and then I copy it to all four sides, just doing it the way that I just showed you. Alright, now coating, the fun stuff. I'm going to go over this super fast as well. Wheels, wheel configurations. You name your first wheel config right here. Set your price at whatever you want it to be at. Mine's obviously 0. We'll kick this down. Kick this back up. And kick this down. Nope, I had it right the first time. Damn. Alright. Slide that as far over as I can to where I can still see my node number. There's my node number. As you can see here, physics, rotation speed, representation, or repper node. That is this node right here. That's your left front, left rear, right front, right rear. 0, 0, 1, 3. Copy, paste. If you put both front wheels, like left front, then right front, it'll be, right here will be your next call node, which would be 14. Mine is left front, left rear, right front, right rear. So my next call node is 0, 15. So this is where my other steer tire goes. Drive tire, drive tire. Call nodes. This is what wheel you will be using. 0, 0, 13, 0. As you can see here, chrome wheel, 0, 0, 13, 0. You can name this right here anything you want. That part that I had highlighted there, that wagon wheel chrome MT, you can name it anything that you want. But you need to make sure these nodes are coded in correctly. We'll scroll down. we can hide this, we don't need it anymore. 13, 14, 15, 16. Object change. Node visibility active, true. Visibility inactive, false. 13, 14, 15, and 16 close this whole first section. As you can see, 13, 14, 15, 16. We are calling the drive node. Okay? That's what we're calling there. And right here, we're hiding and bringing back off this call node setup right here. Wheel configuration. You must have this. Once you open wheel configurations, you have wheel configuration. Okay, let's normally have it set like that. Right there. Wheel configurations, wheel configurations. So you open your wheel options here with wheels. You open your wheel configuration options here with wheel configurations, and then you put your wheel configuration in. So there's one config, and here's two config. As you can see, they both close. There's the third one, so forth and so on. What I do is I will set up my first section here from wheel configuration to wheel configuration. I will copy this with no nodes in it at all anywhere. And then I will come down here, hit enter a couple times, shift insert, and there I go. I've got my second wheel config. And you continue to do that all the way to the bottom until you've got, I think this one's got 16, so it'll be, let's see, it's got 16, so it'll have 15, yeah, alright. As you can see here, drive node stayed the same, or representation node, it stayed the same every time. All you change is the drive node, because that's your changing wheel. So you come down here, object change, make sure you've got it on the drive node, on every one of them. If you forget that part, and you have, let's say, in Giants Editor, you have this wheel visible, like I have it right now. When you load the mod in game, you open up the game, that wheel is going to be showing. Pretty simple. You don't want it to be or if you don't want it to be showing, or flustered. So you want to make sure that these are all coded in, because if not, if that wheel in GE is visible every time you change your wheel options, that wheel's still going to be visible. If it's invisible and you didn't put the object change in there, you're going to load in and you're not going to have any wheels at all. And I will show you what I mean here in just a second. I purposely screwed up so I could do that. We'll go ahead and, I think I fixed it. So we'll go ahead and we'll leave the right rear on there. Alright, hit file, save. We're going to close those down. We're going to highlight all the parts that we need. Going to zip it real fast. Going to open our game. Watch it take 4 days to load. Normally I'll load them up with, when I'm testing, I'll load them up with nothing no other mods, I'll completely get rid of my mod folder. I'll move it to a different area and just run the one mod. But I was playing Farming Sim earlier before my iRacing race, so they're all still in there. Don't worry, it won't screw up your game as long as you go to a new game, open it up that way and test it. Once you put your mods back in, everything that you had already priorly saved will be back and functioning correctly. My iRacing race, I ran the 167 lap race and the Cup cars at Texas with the setup me and my teammates built. Me and my teammate were running second. I was second, and I think he was third or fourth or fifth. 10 laps to go. I had a guy that was 5 laps down crash me, so I'm not in the best of moods right now. Especially for having my my game decide, or my audio on my video not working. That was quite aggravating. Alright, so remember how I pulled the transformation nodes there at the end where it said true and false? I deleted those nodes on the front left, front right, and left rear. Notice that those wheels are missing. But the one I left there she is. So now you come down here, here's your wheel configs. There's your wheel options. Wheels and tires. All the way back to where we were at. Now I do know there's a way to change just tires, but I wanted to make this for the beginner. I'm not trying to make this stuff too advanced. I'm trying to make it for the beginner that's trying to learn. There's no videos out there. The ones that are out there are crap. I had to learn 90% of this on my own. I did get a ton of help from Troy, and he's been a godsend for me, and because of his help, I can now help you guys. Next video, I'm going to go over color selection, now that I've got it figured out, finally. So, look forward to that. But before we go, I still have other stuff to show you. So this is what happens, like I said, if you forget those nodes. No, I don't want to lease it. We're going to close that, come back in here. So, I'm going to copy this. Going to go shift, insert, put my 0 back, 5, shift, insert, tab, 4, shift, insert, 3, because I already know that those are my drive nodes, or my actuation nodes. No, those are my drive nodes. All right. Something I forgot to go over. Oh, God, I always make long videos. After you get all your wheel configurations set up, you got them all in here. This is where a lot of people run into an issue and they complain like, I don't know why my mod won't show up in game. Wheel configuration. See, that closed this option of wheel configurations, of my wheel configuration for this Bud Wheels white BFG. Down there below it, wheel configurations. That's where you close your configurations for all your wheel configuration. I know, confusing, correct? If it doesn't have an S on the end, it ain't gonna close. It's gotta have that S on the end so it can close. And then you have to have your Ackerman steering speed and all that good stuff. Then, after that, wheels. That means you're closing. If you don't close everything correctly, your game will not load your model. It just won't happen. You won't have your mod, and it just won't work. This one, for some reason, normally this works, but for some reason I've got things coded a little weird on here, so it's not coming up as a web link. 9 times out of 10, if you double click, it comes up as a web link like this right here. And I 100% guarantee I've got an XML error because of this right here. So whenever the game loads up, it'll probably load an error, and it's probably something really simple up here. You know, it's something simple somewhere. Now, more coding. Now that we've gone over all that part, I'm pretty sure you guys know how to code your wheels in, but just in case, here we go. If you have, thanks for watching. See you later. If not, here we go. You map in your left front. Okay? This is your original node that every wheel is inside of. Then you map in left front chrome wheel Mickey Tom or mud tire. As you can see here, that's my first one. That's my node number. There we go. As you can see, I left a bunch of these empties laying through here. That's because to get no errors, you have to have every piece coded. So as you can see here, I'm going to have to add mud tire. That'll be my next code. Underneath right here, right here, it'll literally say mud tire code number. And then I'll have to copy and paste this several times and put rim L, mud tire, lug nuts, axle lock, rim valve stem, all the way down. And every single wheel that you do, you're going to have to code that same way. So you're going to have, if it's set up like this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 just to get started. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just for that one wheel, you'll have to add 8 more off of that left front. So after that, 8 nodes. Then you go to your next wheel and you do every single one that way. As you can see, I've got open nodes everywhere. They will all get filled in eventually. And then make sure you close your i3D mappings and close your vehicle. So I will upload a good XML, starter XML for everybody that's got, you know, that'll get your truck in game. The more videos I produce, the more I'll go in depth on making movable parts and dynamic suspension. Ooh, that shit sucks. I don't know if you've ever tried to even look into one of those dynamic suspension mods, but holy crap, there's a lot to do there. And if you're just modifying it, that's cool and easy. But if you're trying to like take that chassis and put it underneath something else, that's still kind of easy. But if you take your own thing in Blender and you try and make that dynamic suspension, you're going to have tons of hours, lots of curse words, hundreds of beers drank if you're old enough to drink. If you're old enough to smoke, 12 packs of cigarettes smoked. I mean, it's a bad deal. It sucks. It's so complex and such a pain in the butt. But I will eventually get around to making the advanced video on how to make that dynamic suspension. Am I going to do it on any of my vehicles? Hell no. Well, maybe. But I'm going to have a lot more subscribers and a lot more people watching these videos and a lot more people on my Discord channel and on my Facebook page as well. Check out Cole's Customs FS19 Mods. That's where a lot of these videos are posted. I've got one beta truck released, but as you can see, I've got a lot. I just gotta get audio files for them, which I'll eventually go over how to make those. I don't know how to do it. I ain't doing them. I got a buddy that's supposed to hook me up with a bunch of audio files for all my vehicles, and of course he'll get credits for those. More tutorials on Blender are going to come because I'm learning more as I go. And I'm going to shut this stream off right now. So I will see you all later. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this helps. And sorry about the last video. And if you didn't see the last video with no audio, well, there you go. Thanks for watching. See y'all later.